You know what I say. You know what I say. Good afternoon, good evening, possibly good morning, no matter where you may be in the world. I'm your host, Jay Wolfpack Performance Talk Podcast, F1 Minute, the hottest live talk show on the planet, Formula One content, and I'm still going to tell you. I'm going to say some things, but regardless of what I say, there are a bunch of rats, haters, and people that just love to come here that are going to not listen. This is not about Perez being better than Verstappen. It's not about that. I do think that Verstappen is a better driver than Perez. I also think that Perez, with his ability and his talent in the right situations, has the possibilities to beat Max without leverage of the Red Bull camp. And I also do believe firmly that Red Bull have leveraged Max in this way. And he wouldn't be the only driver to do this. He wouldn't be the only driver to have maybe a stipulation, whether it's by word of mouth or handshake or in a contractual agreement, that he at all times, regardless of what happens in the season, should be the driver that is on top, or whatever they have to do in any case to benefit his campaign is what they will do. This is not about that. All right. I really firmly believe, and a lot of y'all listen, a lot of people, they go somewhere, regurgitate some information, listen to something, and then come here like they all-time wizards in Formula One. I'm telling you right now, if you're that good, where's your platform? If you're that good, where's your platform? If you believe in yourself that much, where's your platform? If you believe in yourself that much, then how come on F1 Minute you don't ever bring your face on the screen to say what you firmly say you believe? A lot of y'all be quartery keyboard warrioring up in here. I'm telling you, it's funny. It's comedy to me. It really is comedy. You have the perfect opportunity to come on F1 Minute and say or spit what you think about the race or how you feel it went. And I don't see y'all like that. I'm telling you, y'all heart pump Kool-Aid, your knees are made out of cotton, and you folding every time it's time to pull up. I'm telling you, worse than KD in practice when he tried to go for that dunk and his ankle just buckled. That's how y'all is when it comes time for real action. Y'all really don't. Y'all need to sit down and take a seat. Sit down, take a seat. But there's a famous quote. Those that can do. Those that can't talk about those that can, and that's why you talk about me. Because I can and you don't. So this is what I'm going to say, and this is how I feel. Red Bull knew damn well that the medium tire was not going to be the best option. They knew this much, and I'm going to tell you why I think they knew this much. I'm going to tell you what indicators I am referring to base my opinion on why I think they knew this much. Now, if you have taken Crit 101, what I just said makes perfect sense to you. If you have not taken Crit 101, what I just said probably does not mean anything to you, and you're going to ramble on. My opinion cannot be proven wrong or anything like. It's my opinion. It's based on what I feel. My indicators. Now, the things that I'm using are factual. It's factual. Like some data, you could take it either way you want to take it, right? You can make statistics and numbers kind of support whatever you want to make it support. This is what I'm using to support why I feel Red Bull knew that Perez going on the medium tire not only was not going to go well, but they knew putting Max Verstappen on the hard tire was going to benefit him in the long run, and they definitely were going to try to overcome any situation where it might be Perez gets lucky again. As Christian said, he got lucky by the safety car. We want Max in a prime position that if this does happen, we don't have to listen to him coming back into the paddock and crying again. We don't have to listen to Max whine. We don't have to go to Target and get a bag or a cart full of Pampers and get Enfamil and get baby bibs and get a crib and a stroller so we can get him to the next race. All right, they want to do all that so they can make sure they're straight. So we're going to look at something. First thing we're going to look at is right here. Talking about Azerbaijan, all right? Does anybody want to tell me what happened there? What happened inside of 10 laps? What was Max Verstappen saying inside of 10 laps? I love when people say I love it. I'm glad I just saw that. Only reason I saw that is because the end of the poll went up and somebody just said that. I'm going to address that because I think that is ridiculously not smart either. Because we already know something. But right here, Max started on the medium tire, and inside of 10 laps, Max was complaining the medium tire was falling off. I don't know if anybody else knows. I know some people would probably want to go and look at Pirelli's tire strategy. Do you realize that Pirelli really has been struggling with their tire compound ingredient? Have you not realized this? Have you not realized that the medium tire has not been what a medium tire should be in today's era of racing? It's damn near, the softs are damn near as good as the mediums. And these days, the hard tire is seeming like the tire of choice. So stop getting stuck in what you think things should be and being like a damn lemming and running off the cliff. Y'all are like lemons. Y'all hear something and run right off the deep end. I guess if they jump off the building, you going to jump off too. Not me. I'm looking. I see what happened. In Azerbaijan, the damn medium tire fell off on Max. Is that not a street circuit? Yep. Is Miami like a street circuit? Kind of, because, I mean, it really might be worse than a street circuit. Freshly paved, resurfaced, not really prepped correctly. No F2 ran there to lay rubber down. So really, Formula One cars are trying to lay down their own rubber. So I'm pretty sure that's going to lead to a little bit of higher tire degradation than it would on a normal basis. I'm just saying. I'm just thinking about elements that matter. I'm thinking about elements that matter. And I'm pretty sure Red Bull thought about this too. Max did not do well on the medium tire back on Baku. We're going to Miami. In Miami, we know the temperatures, the humidity, and the heat are different. So if those tires didn't last really much there, why we think they're going to last here? I don't want to hear anything about the top 8 drivers being on medium tires. So what? So what? The top 8 drivers were on medium tires. What does that mean to me, and what does that have to do with the price of tea in China? I'm going to tell you a famous quote. Yesterday's price is not today's price. So if y'all coming to me and you trying to get this for yesterday's price, I'm telling you right now, the shit just went up. You don't have enough. You don't have enough. So you go back to whatever platform and you come here to regurgitate that. Let's just look at what's going on. Red Bull is very good at looking at what's going on and changing. Is that not something we credit Red Bull for? We credit them for adapting to situations as they unfold. I credit them for that. Maybe you don't. We discredited Mercedes for sticking to a strategy and being stubborn, and the strategy failed, but you died on your sword. That was something that we criticized Mercedes on. A lot of Mercedes fans even criticized them on that. Like, they need to adapt. They need to adapt on the go, on the fly. Okay, that's something they do. Red Bull do a very good job of this. So don't try to tell me that Red Bull didn't know and a little bit they didn't shaft Checo, because I still have not heard anybody give me a good answer to why it was that much of a discrepancy between Max Verstappen and Checo when it came to trap speeds. We talking about that much of a discrepancy. What was it? Anywhere from 10 to 20 or 30 kilometers an hour extra? Come on now. I'm still waiting on a legitimate answer for that. Still haven't gotten it. But y'all take y'all time. So here we go. Azerbaijan, as you can see right here, Max comes out of the medium and goes on the hards. Okay? It wasn't going well on the mediums. Not one damn bit. So if we go into this, their tire strategy, as they listed it in Baku, was medium to hards. 13 to 20. Well, it didn't get there for Max. But do you not notice, look at that second plan. Second plan. I want you to look at that second plan. And when I show you the Miami Pirelli supposed strategy, I want you to tell me what you see. I want you to tell me if you see that. I want you to tell me if you see that. So let's answer this question. Let's answer this question, because this is going to be a good question to answer, because I love this one. I really do love this one. So we're going to look at this screen. I keep hearing, if Checo would have been on the hards, he would have lost position. Oh, my gosh. I got to ask you, because a lot of y'all come here and say, you don't know what you're talking about, Wolfpack. You evidently do not know what you're talking about. You're talking about Perez would have lost position for how long? How long would he have lost position for? They're in the fastest damn car on the grid. Literally. You're telling me Perez would have lost position, but he's in the fastest car on the grid and on hards. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and entertain that. Let's entertain that. So right here, lap 6 of the Miami GP, where I said Perez should have started on hards, and a lot of people come say, oh, he would have lost position. By lap 6, Max Verstappen on hard tires gained up 3 positions. Hold up. So how do you tell me Perez in the RB19 on hard tires was going to lose position while Max Verstappen on hard tires in that race gained 3 positions by 6 laps? Do y'all not even listen to the dumb shit y'all say sometimes? Y'all are so busy coming here and laying down your hate and your criticisms, you don't even think about it. I'm looking at the chart. Max Verstappen right there gained 3 positions on hard tires. He started off on hard tires, right? But he gained 3 positions. So I would like somebody to explain to me now why it is that Checo would lose so much position on hard tires starting off in the race in the fastest car on the grid, while it's in real time, factually, Max Verstappen gained 3 positions. Let's even entertain that for a second. Even if he lost a position at the beginning of the race by 6 laps, does he not already overcome that? Please tell me, by looking at this damn chart, do you think that the AMR 23 is faster than the RB19? Matter of fact, in case you really don't understand what I'm saying, I'll put a poll in the chat to make it that much easier for you to interact. Do you? Here you go. There you go. Poll in the chat. Do you think the AMR 23 is faster than the RB19? I just got to know. I got to know. Since, you know, a lot of people like to come and be like, Checo was going to lose so much position. He was going to lose so much position starting off on a hard tire while we looked at his teammate gain 3 positions. Do you think anyone? Okay, so if you don't think the AMR 23 is faster than the RB19, let's go. Do you think the Ferrari is? I mean, because they struggled. Maybe, maybe not. If I'm not mistaken, Max was at top of the trap speeds, and I'm pretty sure Perez's RB19 that showed us, even tangling with Alonso in times, has proven pretty well. So let me ask you this. Do you think that the Alpine is faster than the RB19? Because those are the 3 cars that Checo likely might lose position to at the beginning of the race starting on hard tires. So do you think the Alpine is faster than the RB19? 92% of y'all said no on the RB. Okay, so AMR 23 not faster than the RB19. Okay, so then let me ask you this. Do you think the because I do know the A523 is faster than the RB19? So do you think the A523 is faster than the RB19? Do you think that? Or is it the A522? I think it's the A523. Do you think Alpine's car is faster than the RB19? Anybody? It's a poll right there. All you got to do is vote on it. No. Okay, so we got the number 2 position car, not faster than the RB19. Okay, check. The Ferrari, we know they struggling. They can't even hold their steering wheel straight. Okay, check. The Alpine car, definitely not faster than the RB19 overall race pace. Okay, check. Now we got the troubled W14 with Russell. I think we've seen toe-to-toe that even in the long straights or throughout the entire track that the W14 is not faster than the RB19. So please tell me explain to me why you are so hung up on Perez losing track position to 4 cars that are not faster than him on hard tires. Meanwhile, Max gains 3 positions from the beginning to the 6th lap. I just got to know, because y'all seem to think I'm totally illiterate and oblivious to Formula One. I tell you what I'm not oblivious to. I'm not oblivious to challenge. I'm not oblivious to competition. And I'm not oblivious to looking at something and knowing what my best opportunity is. And I damn well know Red Bull isn't either. Putting Perez on medium tires was not the way to go. That's why they didn't put Max on it. I don't even care about Max being in 9th place. They didn't put Max on a medium tire because they knew the medium tire fell off before. He didn't do well with it, and Max probably told him he didn't want to start on it. So I tell you what, I'll even take you one further. How about we do this? Let's go further back in the grid. Let's go further back. Let's go back, because you know I like to bring receipts. I love to bring receipts for you damn rug muncher. I love it. Y'all come here just love to munch up the hater rug. Oh, yeah. Okay, I'll tell you what. Let's go further back. Right here. Let's go further back, because y'all like the hate rug. Y'all like bed bugs. Y'all just sit in there and munch it up on the hate. I tell you what. Let's go to this. Let's go to positions 13, 14, 15, and 16. All of these cars, the W14, the AT, what is that? The damn Alfa Romeo, the C43, and the AMR 23 again on hard tires are running comparable times to Alonso, who is in second place on hard tires. None of those cars are faster than the RB19. All four of those cars, Lewis Hamilton is the one furthest away, probably by like what? What is he furthest away by? Like some odd tenths, like 4 tenths away or something like that, 2 tenths. All of those cars are not faster than the RB19, yet they're on hard tires and they're running comparable laps to Alonso in the 6th lap. So you're still going to sit here and try to sell somebody on the fact that Perez would have lost so much of a track position being on hard tires. No, Perez at best, maybe a position or two, but guaranteed, like Max Verstappen, he was going to come back from that positional loss if he even suffered it. Because we all know Perez is good at getting his elbows out. He's in the fastest car. We already know this. And don't forget, when DRS kicks in, it's over. We saw how the RB19 closed up on the AMR 23 like it was nothing. What are y'all talking about? What are you talking about? You're talking like this information, these things right here aren't available to be seen. That's what you're doing. Please explain to me how Perez was going to lose so much. Meanwhile, Max on hard tires gained 3 positions. Please explain to me how 4 cars that are slower than the RB19 on hard tires are running comparable times to the AMR 23. Yet Perez was going to lose a lot of positions starting off on a hard tire. No, what Perez was going to do on a hard tire was have and be able to retain his position a lot stronger than he did on a failing medium. That's what he was going to be able to do. That's what he was going to be able to do. This is a fact. This is looking at factual data right there. You can't tell me in this lap, 13 to what? 13 to 16, running comparable laps right there to Alonso. You can't tell me Max Verstappen on hard tires gained 3 positions by the 6th lap. That's right there. You can't dispute that. Are you disputing that? Anybody want to dispute that? Probably not. Probably not. You probably want to just say some foolishness. You just want to say some foolishness because it's right there in front of your face. It's right there in front of your face. Shit, let's do one better. Let's go to this. 2022, Miami GP. Well, those tires were going pretty long then, huh? 18 good old laps, running them up, right? Not the same. Yesterday's price is not today's price. I keep trying to tell y'all that. It's not today's price. So then let's go to this. Here's the Miami GP supposed Pirelli strategy. Whoop-de-doo. Please tell me on this strategy, since y'all are so stuck on what Pirelli said, I'm talking to the Pirelli people. Pirelli said to do this. Pirelli never said to start on hard tire. So why are you trying to quote Pirelli's strategy like it's the Bible? They didn't say start on a hard tire nowhere on here. Every strategy they listed said start on a medium. So why Max start on a hard tire then? Like the secondary strategy, the alternative strategy in Baku. Why? Because they knew the medium tire was not going to be the tire to be on. But Rocca says, in an ideal world, I wouldn't want my front driver to be on hard compound compared to the other driver further down the grid. Yeah, in an ideal world, but the problem is this, Baraka, we dealing with real actual things right now. And what we do know is this. The RB19 is the fastest car on the grid. The medium tires haven't been doing the best. And weather and heat conditions in Miami don't suit it well. So why even try to do that? See, sometimes people get stuck on what the textbook says instead of what is actually in the real world telling you right now. Right now in the real world, what is it telling you? What it told me is Red Bull tried it on Baku, and it didn't work out for Max, and they wasn't going to try it here for Max because it didn't work out in Baku. It didn't. Ended up with a safety car. They ended up calling him in because the tires fell off. By the time they called him in, safety car happened. He got screwed. So what did? They adapted. They said, we don't care what we don't care what the Pirelli tire strategy say. We know what the medium tire did in Baku. We don't like it. We know what might possibly happen. We need to protect you from that. Start him off on a hard compound tire. Does anybody remember Max Verstappen setting fastest laps on a hard compound tire? He's not the only driver to do that on hard compound this season. The hard compound has worn in pretty nice throughout the race. Pretty nice throughout the race. Don't forget, Lewis Hamilton took the hard compound tire as well to his limits and managed to gain him some position in the race. Max Verstappen did what he was supposed to do. He took the hard compound and ran the hell out of it in the race. Stop playing. Right now, what you're talking about is heavily opinionated. Like, you're thinking of, oh, yeah, it's textbooks. You got to do this, this, that. Or, you know what, I went to this channel and they said to do this. Or I saw. No, I'm looking at what's happening on the track. What happened on the last race? What kind of track are we on this time? What kind of conditions are we in? I'm not starting off on a medium compound. And ideally, I know you say, oh, well, everybody else was at the top, and I don't want to start him off on hard tires while they on mediums. What car has the ability of the RB19 up there? None of them. So, yeah, I'm going to start him off on the hard compound tires because, one, I'm going to trust he's not going to lose that many positions. And even if he loses 2, he's going to come back from that in a short order. Oh, also, let's not forget this. Ben Xbox Fortress. Red Bull always knew what they were going to do. Red Bull did not want Perez winning another race. I believe that. I believe that. Let's look at this. Let's look at something else. By the way, right here, Perez, one new hard compound tire. Verstappen, they both got the same tire sets. So there was no reason, besides for what you all want to try to say about him being up front, to start him off on any different strategy than Verstappen. But when you look over here to Alonso, everything's used. It's all used. So what did Alonso? Oh, Alonso started off on used medium compound tires. You mean Perez was on new medium? So really, even if Perez went to the hard compound tire, Alonso's medium compound tire had more use on it, whether they scrubbed them or not. It's still use. It's still a heat cycle. So that tire had a premature life that was coming anyway. Anyway, right? Who else was up there? Who else was up there that you think is going to compete with him? I know you ain't worried about the AT. I know you're not worried about the Ferrari. Carlos can't hang on to nothing but 5-second penalties. Y'all, listen, y'all need to stop this. Y'all need to stop this. Y'all come here all the time. Y'all come here all the time like information. Not listen, unless you have a job with Formula One. Matter of fact, unless you had a job with Formula One, you're not qualified. You're no more qualified than me. Unless you can show me you in the pits with the headset on and the mic talking to a driver, which I done that, but I didn't have a job, but at least I've been there. I done that. Unless you can show me your credentials on where you was with one of the teams on the Formula One grid and you were a strategist, you're not any more qualified than me. Unless you can show me your name on a document that says you led to some team success because you called the right strategy, you're no more qualified than me. Matter of fact, you're less qualified than me coming here talking shit because you're coming to my platform. Straight up. Straight up. It's my opinion. It's how I feel, and how I feel is based on what I'm looking into and what I saw from the previous race into this race. And when I'm looking at this information, when I can sit here and I can look and see that a driver on the same team with the same RB19 supposedly, quote unquote, because nobody still answered the question why Perez's car had less power throughout this race than Max Verstappen's car. I mean, you still want to explain to me how Max Verstappen on hard compound tires by the 6th lap made up 3 places? You want to take some time and explain that and try to make and justify you saying that Perez was going to lose all this position? Y'all need to get it all. Y'all, you listen, you can't even take a good shit on the toilet. You just need to get up. You constipated. You constipated with Red Bull crap. You constipated. Don't sit down on the toilet no more. Just stand up, walk around, and get your mind together. For real. Or have some gumption, have some say about yourself. You don't have to only stay in my comment section with your shenanigans. You can come on F1 Minute and say it. Put your name to it. You got a face card, right? You got a face card. Put your name to it. We love those debates. Hey, come. You ain't got to do it disrespectful, because if you disrespect me, trust me, you gonna get some pushback. Now, I ain't got my contract on nothing. This me. So I got the button right here. I just boop, click it. You can sit at home and still watch me on the screen. You just won't be able to put in. Either way it go. But a good, healthy debate, nothing's wrong with that. But don't try to tell me that it would have been all bad for Perez to start on a hard compound tire, because I think now, seeing what happened in the race, it wouldn't have been that bad. It wouldn't have been that bad. What ended up happening, Perez didn't have the tires to fight Max back by the time that came. He didn't. He lost too much position because the medium tire was not doing him any good. It wasn't. They should have started both drivers, or Perez off, on hards, trusted in the RB19 to do what it's been doing all season and last season, which is running it up, closing down people in DRS zones, going by people like they damn near moving like a sloth, and capitalizing and winning races. If I don't have the fastest car on the grid, then I am heavily concerned about, maybe then I'm extra concerned about putting him on mediums and soft compounds, or trying to make sure that the cars around him, he has equal compound tires than they do, to make sure that I can extrapolate any performance I can. But when I know I have a car that is so far away from the rest of these other cars when it comes to aerodynamics, when it comes to a power unit, and when it comes to suspension, I am not that concerned about losing a position or two to two cars that you damn well know aren't as fast, to two drivers you know that aren't as good. I'll give Alonso some credit. But I tell you what, I know you're not going to sit here and tell me that Carlos is better than Perez. I know damn well you're not going to sit here and tell me that Gasly's better than Perez. I know you're not finna do that. So if you're not going to do either one of those things, then no, your pushback on my argument of him starting off on hard tires would have benefited him better over the course of the race is soft. It is just about like a mouse pissing on cotton in the church. Nobody's going to hear it. I'm not going to hear it. That's about how loud your argument is right now. A church mouse pissing on cotton. You know how quiet that is? That's like nothing. You like don't even exist, really. That's how like shenanigans that is. Y'all got to stop, man. Y'all got to stop. Anyway, big shout out to Charles. He's going through some things. We're going to talk about that as well. Probably talk about it tomorrow. Big shout out to everybody that's going to participate. Do not forget that we do have the competition that's coming up real soon. We got the competition that's coming up. You will be able to enter it. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be a full swag pack of stuff. You don't want to miss that. Make sure that you have to be a member of the channel for 6 months or more. All right, it's like almost $1,500 of Fanatec stuff. You got a Fanatec base, Fanatec wheel, Fanatec pedals. All that's going to be shipped to you. You get to compete in the races, but you got to be a Wolfpack family member for at least 6 months or more in order to be eligible to compete in that race. But it will be dope. The giveaway is going to be dope. Plus, there are going to be other prizes and snacks and stuff that people are going to be able to get. So we're trying to make sure everybody has a good time. As many people as we can have a good time. But other than that, we will be having some other conversations about other teams this week. We will be racing this Sunday. Now, this Sunday is Mother's Day, so the race won't be as early. You know, I'm going to be doing my thing with my family, so that's going to be happening. But later on that day, probably going to set the time around 1500. We will go ahead and have that race. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, the race may be solely held on Twitch. I will let you know. I'm liking the quality of Twitch as far as streaming the race versus streaming from Twitch to YouTube. YouTube kind of acts up with it, but Twitch is very great at handling that, so we'll probably be streaming straight to Twitch. So if y'all don't have a Twitch account, which I don't think you need to, you could just search the name and then come in. I'm cool with that. I will announce that before time. If not, if I don't say anything, then we're going to run regular as scheduled right on YouTube and Twitch. So I'll let you know that as well. Other than that, I mean, hey, Perez, keep balling. You need to do your thing. I still do not believe Red Bull's campaign. They are equally behind Perez as they are Max. They've shown it. They've shown it not only with the things that they said. For Christian Horner to come out and on blatant Front Street just tell Max to try to make him feel good about himself, that Perez got lucky. To say that about your other driver on the radio was disgusting. It was low character, low integrity, and it was messy. That was not something that should have been said right there on the air. Another thing is this: safety cars happen, and the truth is Max was already in trouble before the safety car came out. I mean, it gave other teams advantages as well. But let's not forget, Max is the same person who was about to cry in 2021 about finishing the race behind a safety car, yet He wasn't crying. Where was that? Was that Spa? He wasn't crying when he was going to win behind a safety car. He won a race behind a safety car. He was happy about that. He's always like that. He always is double standards when it comes to him. So it's cool for him to win behind a safety car, but if somebody else is going to do it in front of him, he don't like it. That's the same person that we're talking about. Y'all need to get off it. Like, I've credited Max before. Awesome drive in Miami. You hear me say that? Awesome drive in Miami. Crap character. And no, he's not great yet. He's showing potential that he possibly one day will be among the greats. But what does he have? The fastest car in Formula One. Meanwhile, y'all keep trying to knock Lewis Hamilton with everything that he's accomplished because he didn't always have the fastest car. But when you have the fastest car and you're a great driver, a good to growing great driver like Lewis Hamilton was, you're going to do great things in the sport. And that's what he did. So give that man his props. Stop being a hater. Stop being racist. Stop being biased. Stop being a troll. Live your life better than that. That's unhealthy. It's unhealthy. I mean, it's good for me. You want to come here and be a troll? I don't mind. I got the porch ready for y'all. I got the porch ready for you little pups. You know what I'm saying? Y'all come and sit on the porch, sit on the Wolfpack porch with the big dogs. Y'all come here and sit there. You wouldn't come here if you didn't like it. You love to be here. You love to be here. So it is what it is. Like I said, I think Red Bull are not behind the drivers equally. And I'm going to clarify why I said what I said. I said that they should have pitted Max first as an integrity move to preserve their drivers' positions. Honestly, our two RB19s on the track are racing each other. And I said as an example, not something that, because Tyre strategy and this. That's not why I said it. I said as a team to preserve the drivers' positions, you pit Max first, give him whatever tire he wants. Then you pit Perez so he can still have the undercut. He comes out back in his position, and then you let them finish it out on track. Max, go do what you can do. You ain't lost much. If you can go get him, you go get him. But we're going to make sure that both drivers have equal opportunity to remain and sustain what they've gained in this race, and then y'all make it happen after that. That's why I said that. I said that as an integrity move because I do not doubt that if Red Bull had the opportunity to do that to Perez, if the roles were reversed, they would have did it to preserve Max's position. They would have did it. So I'm just saying. Just telling you. So that's it. It ain't even got to be that big. We're about to move on. Like I said, we're going to be racing this weekend. We'll be live again before the week. Don't forget, Wolfpack family members, we're going to have a Wolves Den this week as well, probably like Saturday. We'll probably have a Wolves Den Saturday. Talk about some things that have been happening. Talk about this. Talk about what y'all think about the new format. Talk about what you talk about the Miami GP. Talk about what you think Vegas and Texas are going to do. We're going to have just a general conversation. Also, if you got a green badge, you need to get into the Discord group and hit me up so I can send you your shirt. Also, when I send these shirts out the country, when I send these shirts and they go through customs and you get called and emailed about picking up your shirt, you need to go ahead and pick up your shirt. If it comes back, I'm not sending it out twice. I will do everything I need to do to get the shirt from here to you. All right. But you got to do what you need to do on your end and be very communicative. Like, make sure that you are in communication and reach when it comes to that so you can get your shirt. I'm very passionate about making sure I do things for you all to show you how much I appreciate you all building the community, how much I appreciate you being a part of the community, how much I appreciate you sharing videos, coming to lives. So when you get a green badge and I send your shirt out, I've sent these shirts all over the world. You don't pay no shipping. I make sure I get it to you. Make sure you do what you need to do on your end to facilitate that so you can receive and get what you need to get. All right? That's what you got to do, okay? Because I really want to make sure you get what you need to get, straight up, all right? So big shout out to you all. We're about to get in. We're about to live it up this season. We're about to have it's going to be a good season. I don't want people to get like deterred or unmotivated or bored watching Formula One because the Red Bulls are running away with it. They're running away with it. We already know they got things in loom, cost cap. They spent 1.8 million pounds over. All those things are trickling down, but it's not going to last forever. It doesn't last forever. And still there are things to watch in Formula One that are very interesting. We got rookies on the grid trying to see what they're going to do. Like right now, this is looking sad, but I'm still trying to see which one's going to be the best. Okay. We still got car development and team development. We still got these, like, it's still other things for us to watch and enjoy about the sport of Formula One. And the RB19 is a very fascinating vehicle engineered and designed by Adrian Newey. There is something good and great about the fact that he was able, with his knowledge, of course, already from firsthand handling aerodynamics and ground effects in Formula One before, and applying it in a new era and being that successful. Now we still got to go through the fact that if the penalty wasn't stiff enough. We don't even have to wonder if it wasn't. Now we just want to see, is there going to be any residual penalty or dampening to that, as it should be for a team that cheated in Formula One. If it's not, they didn't do what they should have done. And Stefano Domenicali has already said as much, with the fact that he is afraid that other teams will break the cost cap due to the fact that they didn't set the right precedents when Red Bull, Aston Martin came up. And don't forget, we're supposed to be seeing what happened in 2022 soon, right? March is already done. We're supposed to be seeing who breached cost cap pretty soon. This need to be coming out. We need to see that. All right, we know Christian Horner on his horn again about 6 other teams probably breached. You need to just worry about your team breaching because you breached, bro. Don't worry about no other team breaching. You need to worry about getting your paperwork together. Because evidently you didn't know how to do it the first time, or you knew what you was doing and you still breached it anyway, and money found its way into the development of that car. I don't believe that it didn't. Can I factually prove it? No. I just don't believe that 1.8 million pounds did not find its way in to the development of the RB 1819. I'm not believing it. It's a residual thing. And to me, it's no coincidence that 3 teams that happen to be doing fairly well, especially 2 teams in Aston Martin and Red Bull, who breached the cost cap, are doing fairly well this season. So I'm just saying, if it's too much like coincidence, it's not a coincidence. That's what's been known. That's the norm thing to happen. So more often than not, it's kind of correct in that sense. So like I said, my questions are, feel free to answer it. How is it that Max Verstappen on hard tires gains 3 position, but you think Perez was just going to lose all this race position from the beginning? Why is it that Max Verstappen's car was more powerful than Perez's in this same race? And why is it that Red Bull learned something in Baku, yet they failed to apply that strategy to both drivers when they did apply it to Max? I'm just saying, just legitimately think and answer those questions, and it's fine. Whatever your answer is, it's not factual. It's just your opinion. I mean, hey, I respect it. Cool. Just, hey, it is what it is, right? You can't change it. I can't change it. You're not a strategist. You're not on pit wall. I've been on pit wall. I've been in the garage, but I don't work for the teams. You know what I'm saying? I've been in headsets and talked to the drivers, but I don't work for the team. I've done that, but I still don't work for the team. So, we kind of, around the same area. So it is what it is. Peace out. I'm going to get with y'all. Y'all be easy.